everybody. Hi. My name is Erin Lopez, and I'm the MCA of Keller Williams Peachtree Road. And today we're going to be talking about getting paid in command. So I know a lot of you have heard a lot of changes coming, and they're coming at us every single day. One of the biggest changes that we announced as of Friday of last week, you should have all received an email from me letting you know that we are extending our Dotloop accounts. So there is no reason to panic, yes. Until they get everything fully functional in DocuSign for us, we will continue to use Dotloop for filling out the GAR forms and e-signing purposes. However, after September 15th, if you have a binding contract, it does need to go into command for compliance reasons. And that's what we're going to be talking about and showing you how to do today. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to log into command. We're actually going to create a contact. We're going to do an overview of what opportunities is, and we're actually going to create an opportunity. So the first thing I want to show you is the video.
Centers and regional leaders, technologists, data scientists, and ask them some big questions. What does it look like when technology is simple, smarter, and more human? How can we ensure agents stay at the center of the transaction where their clients want them? How do we accomplish this while eliminating the cost? It's called Command, and it's going to change the way we do business. Start by adding contacts directly, or through a simple voice command with Kelly. All calls, texts, notes, and any other customized fields are synced automatically across all platforms. When you add a new contact to command, a neighborhood is automatically associated with their address. That way you can share the most pertinent information, such as migration patterns or median home price. Marketing materials have evolved from one-to-many to one-to-one, providing value at the home and neighborhood level for everyone in your database. And with command, your business is not restricted by IDX. Wherever your clients are, there you are. Another challenge agents identified was the complexity added to the transaction by piecing together different systems connected by spreadsheets. We solved this by ensuring command aggregated offers, documents, and communications with your client and broker, all in one place. Get a quick overview of your listings, appointments, contracts, closed deals, revenue projections, and customized reporting. Command shines a light on your business, so you're never left in the dark. Housed within the Command dashboard is Lead Accelerator, an intelligent marketing tool. It leads through ROI and AI-optimized ad campaigns across Facebook, Instagram, Google AdWords, Twitter, and an ever-growing list of channels in seconds. And campaigns aren't limited to the digital space. Quickly set up and deploy a modern print marketing campaign to specific homes identified based on your criteria. That means brand awareness grows and leads flow faster with far less spend. And if you think you have to be a computer scientist to take advantage, rest assured, because Command was built hand in hand with agents. It's designed to be used by agents, by you. Simple, smart, human. Command puts you in control of your database, your business, and your future. It's time to take command.
That's a brief overview of everything that command can do. As I said today, we're only going to be talking about one thing particularly, and that's the opportunities in command. So first things first, I do want you to know you are not alone in this transition. You have tons and tons of help. So first thing, if you need help while you're in command, one of the first places you can go is the question mark in command. So at the top of your home page in command, you'll see a little question mark on the top right corner. This will get you to videos on what command can do in all different aspects, and then also it will give you the support helpline through a chat box.
Okay, but what happens?
So how do you get to command?
Yes.
You go to agent.kw.com. That is how you log into command. agent.kw.com. So you have support within Command, and then we also have our own Hutch Marone, who is the technology leader for the entire Rawls group. And he's developed his own YouTube channel that you can go to and watch videos on specific pieces within Command. So this is just a quick overview on who Hutch is and a little bit more about him and the YouTube channel.
Hi, my name's Hutch Marone. I am a KW agent out of Atlanta. I'm with the Rawls Group. We have 6 market centers, and I currently serve as the kind of the head of all the training stuff around Command. I do this with a ton of support from leadership, staff, and agents, and it has been working out fantastic. We've made some revisions. We've been doing this for months now, since the beginning of 2019. We've learned a lot along the way. This year is the YouTube channel. It's just one of the mediums we're using to communicate about Command to the agents. It is a grouping of how-to videos. They go in an order, basically setting a foundation and then helping you move forward in Command from there. I encourage you to watch each video and then go and actually do and repeat the steps that you learned in the videos before. Like, I discourage binge watching, I guess. But as I said, we have kind of scaled our solution, so we're scalable to different size market centers at this point. There's workshops and other ways that we know that people learn, and we have resources available for all those different types of learning, including one-on-one support through my solution desk hours. The reason I was passionate about this position when it came up is I do see Zillow and Redfin as a threat. And I wanted to get on board as soon as possible with supporting agents and future-proofing their business. And I really see a future real estate industry dominated by tech-enabled, culture-driven KW agents. So I sincerely hope this helps to that end.
So this website, sorry Kayla, can you put it right back up? This YouTube channel is called Command Tech-Enabled Culture Driven. And you actually have, on the last page of your packet, you have a list on the bottom of all the support. It's on this page right here. And in this box, in the box on the bottom is all of the support that you can contact to get more information. Some of them are videos. Some of them are just updated info. There is a Facebook group for Command. And then there's a Connect page that hosts live streams every single day of the week. Is everybody good? Did everybody get a package? Okay. First things first is we are going to log into our Command. How do we do that again? We go to agent.kw.com. And once logged in, this is going to be your home page. So, want to point out on the home page, no, go up, sorry. On the top, you'll see a products update in the top right corner. So this is updated every single Tuesday. They have Tech Tuesdays where they do all of their updates at Keller Williams International. So you'll see some of the latest updates that are coming, what to look for this week, and then everything that's been released recently. So if you have any questions or you just want to stay on top of it, that's kind of where to look on the home page. So again, that question mark button, top right corner of your own home page. And then first things first, before you can even start an opportunity, you do have to have your contacts in Command. So how many have uploaded their contacts already? Okay, getting there. Getting there. If you haven't and you need help with updating or uploading your contacts into Command, we have Scott Leroy, who is a virtual helper of ours who runs Scott Leroy Marketing. His email address is support@Scott Leroy Marketing, and that's Scott, and then Leroy is Leroy, marketing.com. What he'll help you do is you'll have to pull in all of your contacts into an Excel spreadsheet. From that Excel spreadsheet, you can then send it to Scott, and he can then turn around and upload it all into Command for you. So that's one way to do it.
If we connected already through eEdge and all your contacts are in eEdge, then it's already done that, or you still have to do that Excel spreadsheet?
Still have to do the Excel spreadsheet. So for moving contacts from eEdge to Command,
If you've already done that, unhook eEdge until you get your contacts over by Scott.
say that one more time, a little louder.
So if you have already connected your eEdge to your Command, you get your contacts over. Unconnect that right there, and let Scott upload your contacts over. And once they're over, then they'll be able to talk to each other. What'll happen is if you do it the other way, you'll get duplicates.
Right, so how do you know you've connected your eEdge? You're gonna go to your settings, which is under your name, and go to settings. And right here, you're gonna see everything that you can connect to straight from Command. So if you scroll down, one of them will be eEdge. And you'll know if you're connected because it will either say connected or not connected.
So if all of my contacts are already copied over, at this point now I just need to disconnect eEdge.
Well, it depends. If you've already, once the contacts are over,
They're over,
okay.
yes.
Then you're fine.
So don't disconnect it?
Yeah, don't, because you will duplicate it, and if you want to, for the time being, while we have eEdge, and you want to have access to all the stuff going on,
Or you want to leave it connected?
connect it until you fully get everything integrated over with the contacts.
But if you're not using eEdge anymore,
Yeah.
you should connect it.
Yeah, what's going to happen is it's going to keep going back. It's going to keep talking to eEdge, and you want to fully integrate into Command and start using Command stuff, not
So
eEdge.
disconnect eEdge.
If I
did not put my contacts over there, disconnect it.
Make sure that your contacts stay. Understand what I'm saying? Once you disconnect, make sure you go back to your contacts
In Command.
in Command.
No, but if I haven't done that yet, I should disconnect it from.
Yeah, if you haven't moved your contacts over from eEdge, absolutely get Scott and have him move it for you.
Right.
Especially if you have large databases. Because what's happening, what we're seeing is people are trying to move a database all over at once, and Command won't take it. All because, I'll give you a great example. Somebody's got 3,400 contacts. And somewhere in contact 1742, there's an extra space in the field. Command can't read it, so they keep showing you an error message, and you're pulling your hair out. I'm not going to use this Command thing, it's not working. It's all because there's one field that has an extra space. It just doesn't work. So have Scott do it before you made a lot of edits. You're going to have to go through and clean them up anyway. Add tags, which is a completely other class. But you're going to want to have the right things set up prior to moving
Right.
Scott.
Right. And I greatly apologize. One of our biggest resources right inside the Market Center is Chris Yates. He is actually our technology coordinator for Keller Williams Peachtree Road. So that's why he knows a lot about this. So he is a go-to for you within the Market Center. And he will be doing training classes on specific pieces of Command as it rolls out even further. So, like we said in the video, if you'll go back to the home page, on the left-hand side, you're going to see all of these little icons. Like I just said, we're going to be doing training classes on each icon, but for today, we're only going to be talking about opportunities, which is the hands. The hands. So, first things first, get your contacts into Command. How do you do that? If you don't want to do the import, and let's say you have a new contact, well, you need to add them into Command. So we're going to add a contact right now. So you click on the contacts button on the top left, which is the people icon, and then you simply say add contact. For adding a contact, it's their name and email address, phone number if you have it, and then you can add more information as you go. There's a more information button towards the bottom. If you click on that, you'll see that you can add additional contact information. And you'll see that there's where their address is. You can connect to their social suite. You can connect a lot of different things about a individual in here. And then you'll simply say at the bottom, create. And you'll see that contact now in your contact list. Is there any questions about adding a contact? Oh, yes. All right. Yeah. All right. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. So now let's create an opportunity for this contact. We will then again go to the hands, which is the opportunities button. And you'll see different stages for each transaction type. So you'll see listings, you'll see buyers, and as you scroll down, you'll see leases. Within each one of these transaction types, you'll see different phases. So there's the cultivate phase, the appointment phase, the active phase, under contract, and closed. Within each phase, so go ahead and click on cultivate. Within each phase, there is stages. There are stages, excuse me. So within each one of these, there are different stages that you can put your contacts into as you're moving them along through the process. You can edit these stages in the top right corner if you need to add more. So not everybody's business has a watch, nurture, hot. Sometimes they're a really hot lead, or they came from an open house, or however they came in, however you want to put this so that you know how they're going through the stages. Excuse me. So we're going to add a contact. We're going to create an opportunity. And we're going to say, okay, we're with our market center. If you're on a team, it will automatically populate here. And we're going to give it the type of transaction it is. It's either going to be a listing or a closing. Listing or a buyer. So we're going to choose buyer for this one. It will show your name as the owner. We will then put in the client name of the client we just entered. There it is. And it will auto-populate the opportunity name as the last name of the person and what type of transaction it is. Chris.
Okay, let me give you a quick helpful tip here. Create a contact, whether it's yourself, your spouse, your kid, whatever. Mine, like I do one for, mine's Chris Command, so there's no way that I know her name, Chris Command. And I'm basically doing this just like I would be doing it for a client. That way you get your fingers wet and understand what's happening when you're doing this. Don't sit there and just look at the screen.
Alright. Yeah, good point. Go ahead and test it out with your own self as the contact. So, once the contact has been entered into the opportunity, you can then give out more information if you have it. If not, you're going to then assign it which phase it's in. Again, it's going to be one of those major three. It's cultivate. Go ahead and click on it for me. Cultivate, appointment, or active. So we're going to say that this person is in a cultivate phase. And then the stage inside the cultivate phase. What stage are they in for me? So I'm going to consider this person a hot lead. And we're going to say create opportunity. This then brings you to the details page for that specific person. So let's jump back to the dashboard for opportunities. for opportunities. So you'll see that I now have a new person in the cultivate stage. Or sorry, phase. Cultivate phase. So if I click into the cultivate phase, there's that buyer sitting there. One of the things to note is that as a person moves through each stage or each phase, you have the ability to just drag and drop them through each one. So as a cultivate person, I am now working with Jane Smith. She's now an active buyer for me. So I will pick up and move it straight into active. Then when you click on the active, there she is in the very first searching phase. Stage. Yes.
So a husband and a wife are both contacts,
Mm-hmm.
and they're both in negotiation stage because obviously they're buying a house together. So you have to drag each one, or can you just choose one name to follow it through the process?
I would just choose one name, and here's why. We're going to jump back to contacts really quick because I do want to show you this in the contacts. And open up Jane Smith. And if you scroll down a little bit, there is a relationships field. You can assign, if it's a husband or wife, tell the relationship of who it is and how they're related. That way it will move them through together. Does that make sense? Great question. Thank you. Yeah.
This has
Al.
an e-signing capability in it also, doesn't it?
So command is not for e-signing.
It's not for e-signing at all?
Not for
Okay.
e-signing. That's what
DocuSign's
DocuSign.
gonna be, okay, because
Yeah.
I was just wondering if we were gonna need to have a separate email assigned for a married couple, like in command, like we would in signing.
Not necessarily as command, but for
In
DocuSign.
DocuSign
Yeah.
you will.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's jump back to opportunities. We're gonna pick my active person, Jane Smith, and we're gonna say that she is now under contract. So we're gonna drag and drop because we now have Jane under contract. So once we go into the under contract phase, we're gonna click on Jane Smith. And again, it's gonna open up that details page all about Jane and this transaction in just a minute. Or in another minute.
Yes, it's a little bit better. So great this happened only during training.
Yeah, I would say that. There we go. Okay, so we're in the details portion for Jane. So at the top, you'll then see documents and offers as the next pieces to Jane. So under documents, okay, so under documents, who wants to load it? Jane is a buyer. I'm just going to point this out. Jane is a buyer, and I know it says listing documents right here. It's being worked on. It's just a small bug, so it is going to say buyer documents. But again, you'll see the different folders for the documents, the consultation, the under contract, and the close. This is no different than what you already have in .loop. When you use a template in .loop, you automatically get 3 folders, right? Same kind of deal. They've just upgraded a little bit where if you click into the folder, it's going to give us a list of every single document that we're going to need for this, if that makes sense.
Sarah, how did you get to the person's name, like the specifics?
So I clicked on their name. Are you in it right now?
So through opportunities you have to find there. If I add,
Where are you?
back to that homepage of opportunities, sorry. That
Okay, so what phase are they in?
So we are going under contract today. So right now I have them under hot, looking.
Great. So open up the open up the phase that they're in, and then the stage is going to be hot.
Okay, and I tried just pulling them to under contract, like just dragging them, but it
Yeah.
didn't work.
Try it again.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I can no longer, like, I stitch all of my contracts into one nice PDF with everything in exhibit order, real pretty. I now have to break up the PDFs and upload every separate file.
You
Yes.
do. You
But
do.
you can do this in DocuSign. They have a split button. You can split it all up.
Yeah.
Or you can do it like you did the old-fashioned way when we first got Dotloop. You upload the PDF, and I'm going to print pages.
I know how to
Yeah.
split up the
Yeah.
PDF and just like
Yeah, that's the way DocuSign
So for
does it.
compliance purposes, to
That's
keep
for compliance.
it all the same for our compliance reviewer, instead of trying to find documents in the millions of loop documents that we see every single day, it's going to be assigned.
Does
something.
DocuSign plug into this where like things can
It
just
does.
directly feed and
It
will directly
does.
upload it to its spaces?
Yes, and we're going to totally get there.
Great.
So now that it's loaded, you can see that we have all of the documents already populated in here. These are not the actual documents, these are placeholders for them. Does that make sense? So all you have to do is go over to the right-hand side and say add a file. If you click on add a file, it's going to give you the option of uploading it for right now. Until we have our DocuSign account connected, and then DocuSign can then automatically populate it into here. Okay? But for now, and again, this is real time, we're going to have to upload the documents into here. So we're just going to take one, add it, and assign. And then there it is. With that being said, as you probably saw, Kayla just picked some random document and assigned it to that first Exhibit E file. Now, let's say that's not actually the Exhibit E. You're gonna have the option to replace the document, but you can't delete it. Okay, so we're still staying in the same format as .loop where you can't delete anything, but you can replace it. Yeah.
Are you able to reorder like how that shows up? Like, can you drag purchase and sell to the top?
I don't believe so.
What was the question?
You
Can you
can't reorder.
how that shows up? Like, can you drag purchase and sell up to the top instead of Exhibit E?
At this time, no. I know you cannot. But under each exhibit, I know we uploaded a whole lot more than we had to. A lot of them are conditionally required, and again, conditionally required means if it actually applies in this case. Not everything's going to apply in every situation, right? But the purchase and sale, as you'll see underneath it, is always required. We do need that purchase and sale. And then on the left-hand side, if you have any custom documents, there is a custom folder you can add for any documents that might not be in this list. So when we're talking about purchase and sale, please note that, yeah, we understand that there's new construction, purchase and sales that builders use that are not GAR forms. That's okay. Just go ahead and upload it in the purchase and sale placeholder. Okay.
Yeah, that custom floor is like HOA docs, appraisal.
It's for everything else that you want to do with it.
So, Aaron, when you have a revision to it, what you'll do is you'll archive it or whatever, move it away.
I'm trying to show you. I just needed to upload into it. It didn't save it. Okay, try it again. So to replace replace a file, I know you can't see it, it'll actually say file added. You'll click on this button again and it'll just give you the replace option. There is no archiving, there's only replacing. Tabitha.
What happens if, say you uploaded a completely wrong document into a file that you don't need to, like say an M2 Exhibit E when you meant to put it into, say, purchase and sale, or it's something that didn't even apply, and it's just there, but you don't need to put anything to replace it?
Yeah.
So it's just...
So I wanted to get this button working so I could show you the different options, but I believe archive is one of them.
Okay.
I just can't see it right now. But that's only, again, if you don't need it.
Try to go out and come back in.
Yeah. Oh, it might be. Yeah. Probably is my previous one. I added a purchase. Oh, is it under consultation? Okay. So this is a previous one I've done. I added the file. So if you click on the button, it'll give you a replace. It actually does not give you an archive. I apologize.
So if you replace it, the initial file's gone. You cannot access it again.
There's a version history.
Okay.
So you can access it again just by going to version history. But to tab at this point, if you upload the wrong document, it just stays here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that rejected status because it's like not signed, it's not compliant?
that's correct. Yeah. So here we go with the compliance piece. So once you have added your documents, you're going to hit the submit button. It's going to allow you to do that. However, as you can see, we've already submitted this and it's already been returned because it was missing something. So we'll be able to actually return specific documents to let you know something's wrong. So you're not necessarily looking at that checklist every time, trying to figure out what all the acronyms mean. We know we're trying to make it a little bit easier going forward. So let's go back to Jane. Is this Jane?
Erin, did you say there was a specific folder that we were supposed to upload different files? So for like commercial, we use the Atlanta Commercial Board.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain folder that we're
Yeah.
supposed to put in
On the
there?
left-hand side, you can add a custom folder.
Just there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll allow you to add another folder where you can upload your commercial
All the,
documents.
okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So let's try adding a file one more time because I do want to show the submit button. Oh, okay, really quick. So we talked about it earlier. You can manually or you can have it straight from DocuSign. That's if your DocuSign account is connected.
Oh, awesome.
Real quick, how many have connected your DocuSign account?
I tried and can't work.
Okay, we're working with you then. We're gonna get it done. Don't worry. But yeah, everybody has that DocuSign account. Again, back in the settings, under your name, all you have to do is say connect account.
If you had a hold
And it's got nothing to do with it. It really is not. I've never had it.
Okay.
It's a problem.
So once you've uploaded a document, you'll submit it for review. We'll let you know if it's good or not within a couple of days. It should be a faster process since you're dividing out all the documents. Once reviewed, well, let me show you this piece. Let's go to DocuSign so you can see what it'll look like. So, sorry, moving a little too fast. We went to the go to transaction, which will populate a separate box. So pop-up blocker. Okay, go back. Let's log out and log back. I think a refresh isn't going to keep working. It's not showing one. Capital F. This is why it requires two people to show you right now. documents. And so you'll see right here is a start a transaction, which will take you to DocuSign. DocuSign works just like .loop for e-signing purposes, and it will have all of the GAR forms in it as well. With that being said, loops are rooms in DocuSign. So a room is just basically a loop. In DocuSign, you can fill out the forms in a room for this particular transaction, and then you can send it to clients in a specific order should you choose to do so. So if you need so-and-so to sign it first and then their husband to sign it second, you can assign who signs it first and just let it go in a natural loop.
But Aaron, we can also have all sign at once.
I believe so. Mm-hmm.
So it's basically, I mean, DocuSign I would assume is very similar to e-sign and FMLS.
That's all, yes. All e-sign programs are very similar in the fact that they allow you to fill out the document and send it for signatures. That's what we're just going with DocuSign to do. So DocuSign will connect to Command. It'll allow you to sync your documents straight into here. And then once your documents are in here, you can then create an offer. So why would you create an offer? Let's go to offers. Oh, and we're going to say add a new offer.
At what stage do you add an offer?
When you're under contract, right? I'm showing you the entire process because eventually green sheets will go away, right? And offers will allow commissions tab to open, and you'll be able to submit all of your commission information straight to us without ever having to do a green sheet ever again. I know, right? Whoever says that, yeah, I'm with you. So, but you have to create the initial offer through here. So by adding all of this information about your offer, you can start typing in the address, 5368 Greenland Road. And it'll try and find it from GPS, and then you can select the parties that are on this contract. So then you'll put in the seller name, buyer name is already in there as Jane Smith, and you can add more information. Who's representing the seller, Gloria's representing the buyer, all of their contact information, and then click to terms. When you add the terms of the contract, this is where it's telling us what it'll allow you to go to the commission tab next. So basically, what are the terms of this contract? Let's say the buyer is putting down $20,000 and the financing amount is $380 to make the sales price $400. Calculates it out for you. And then how much is the earnest money? That's usually a percentage, and it's usually about 1%, right? Of the sales price. Bless you. So then that's the earnest money amount filled in. Is there an option fee?
What if there's not a percentage? Because a lot of times there's not.
You can then enter a flat fee. Yeah, you can just enter a flat fee. Then there's the termination option. Why would a buyer terminate? Or when can they terminate? Let me put it like that. When can a buyer terminate?
During due diligence.
During due diligence. So how many days do you have to terminate this contract? 7 days. 7. It's usually a set amount in the purchase and sale. So if it's 7, yeah, or if it's 10, whatever says in the contract. And then the seller costs. Are the seller putting any costs towards the residential service contract? Are they putting any towards the settlement statement or settlement costs? Once all of that's been put in, we're going to click on agent analysis. And in the agent analysis, what this allows you to do as an agent is put the pros and the cons about this transaction and any other summary details you want. Why would we have this in here, you're asking with your eyes?
Yeah.
When you have a multiple offer situation, how nice would it be if you just entered the information, entered the pros and cons of each single offer that you received, and send it to your client? That's where we're going with this. We're trying to make it easier and more intuitive down the road. So by doing an agent analysis, you can then send this to your client and talking about the pros and cons of this particular offer.
Is it headed to where you'll group multiple, like several different offers into like a grid sheet kind of reporting?
Yeah, every single offer that you enter, it'll put it into a grid format from what we've seen so far.
That's pros and cons about the offer.
About the offer. How, as the agent, you're the expert. So the client is looking to you to know, okay, what's so great about this offer? What's not so great about this offer? In the summary, what do you recommend? Brief.
Okay. So flipping this to, like, I have a listing, I have an offer. Am I supposed to be putting that buyer into the system like this and then presenting the offer with
To
the
the
pros
seller.
instead of like the normal? And then I have to break out the whole contract into separate files and stuff to upload it and share it with my client?
Yes.
If we choose to. do
Right.
so.
Yeah. So you're not sharing the documents with your client. You're sharing the information that we just entered in the offers tab.
No, she means, I think she means overall.
Overall.
Overall, yes.
No, I mean,
You're breaking everything up, right?
Well, no, I'm saying, like, I have a listing, I get an offer, I'm supposed to put the buyer in to put the buyer who's not my client.
You're just putting their name. So all we did for the other side of the transaction was put their name. Yeah.
And then but the documents for the offer don't go in this.
The documents for the offer go in the documents. I don't think they actually send to the client.
Through that way.
Through that way.
Okay.
That's my understanding as of right now, September 12th.
Right, so when we're presenting, we still have to send all the contracts separately, but we can present something if we wanted.
That's correct.
Through this.
Yeah, that's correct. Tara.
Hey, on this screen, can we bypass this? Or are we required to put in?
You are required to put in the offer, again, to open up the next phase, which is commissions.
On this specific screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. On the pros and cons, no, you don't have to actually write anything.
So you can just
there is
click
no
save and go past it. If you
Absolutely.
And that's going to be more useful when you have a multiple offer situation.
Right, yeah.
Like a single offer.
You don't have to put every offer.
What you're
put in
saying is
accepted
this is
offer.
where you would email your
Well, I would put in every offer.
But we've had like 15, 20 offers before.
You're
I'm not so sure.
Every offer. Yeah, so here's why you're going to want to put in the offer. Where we're going with this down the road is that Kelly will automatically be able to read the offer and say, okay, Sarah, your buyer has a 90% chance of closing this based on previous sales in this area where this median sales price was X. And if you maybe include, or maybe if you don't include closing costs, they have a 97% chance of closing. The idea is to get it more intuitive down the road so that it starts just reading it and knowing, okay, for your local market, here's what's going on.
Yeah, got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You may have said this already, but so I have a listing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call them Smith. And we get a couple different offers.
Mm-hmm.
So do we put the offers under Smith, or do I have to create a whole new buyer, like XYZ buyer?
Oh no, you would put them under Smith. Smith is your
Okay.
client. You're putting it under your client.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we'll hit save, and this will give me the detail for this transaction. Once this looks good, and this is a binding contract, this specific one, again, when you put in all the offers, it's going to list them all out. And you're going to pick which one it is and say accept. Now there's no check mark box because this is the only offer in there. So once you see the offer that you need, or that's binding, you're going to hit accept. And it's going to give you that nice little green. And what just happened? The commissions tab just opened. So once we click into commissions, here is your entire breakdown without entering anything else. of what you will get paid at the end of this transaction.
It knows if we've capped, I can't see that far, it knows if we've capped or not capped.
So right here, you have actual cap status to date. Yeah. So you will no longer not know where you are in your cap. You should know by moment by moment.
How about FMLS fees?
Mm-hmm.
What happens with those? Because not every transaction.
You're right. Thank you for bringing that up. So towards the bottom, you'll see deductions. So if FMLS fee is considered a deduction for business, correct? You'll just enter that deduction as a amount, add an item. And you'll just say what it is.
And is there a checkoff thing for KW Cares?
Cancel out of this. So again, deductions, KW Cares right there. KW Kids Can and the Bold Scholarship all are automatically put in here. They didn't put in FMLS because FMLS just applies to the Southeast. So we'll just add the FMLS fee, and then on the right hand side you'll see a summary of your total commission, the breakdown of going to royalty, the breakdown going to company dollar, and what your check will be at the end of the transaction. If you have people on your team, it will list out everybody who's being paid on the transaction. Okay, Adi?
So, if I'm about to cap and I have 2 transactions,
Yeah, I have to close one of them out first
So
for the
one-
system to read it.
so it'll still show.
It'll still show you less than 2 transactions. That's correct. Yeah, if you're closing 2 on the same day and you're going to cap on one of them, it's not going to know that right away until I close it out. I'll delay it.
What about when you are giving a referral fee to someone? How do you put that in there?
Yeah. So there is a referral.
I
think it was under add item.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah. So under add item, they have a list of items you can add. There is outside referral.
It ain't our, even though it's in-house, if one of the agents in here gave me a referral, would
Yeah,
it
we're
be
still doing
considered
outside. It's still considered an outside referral. We don't ever use the inside referral button.
Okay, outside.
Yeah. And then you can put in the information right there. And it does ask you for their tax ID. So when it asks you for their tax ID, when you're paying an outside brokerage, what do you need?
W-9.
W-9.
Mm-hmm. So even if it's our own, you have to know our tax ID.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cancel out of this. Sorry.
Can you talk about or show how, like, if there's 2 agents co-oping in the office, like how everyone would it auto-populate in?
So everybody's going to do their own
Okay.
inside the office. So even if you're co-oping, it'll show me Gloria's name and Sarah's name on mine. And then on Sarah's, it'll show you your name and Gloria's name.
Okay.
Right.
So we don't have to, like, collaborate like we
You
do
don't
on
have to
Rich's.
collaborate going forward. Sorry.
We're not gonna have to do a pay at close then, because it'll see it, or we'll still have to request.
You'll still have to request the pay at close since we don't do those automatically for every single person. So we'll have the pay at close form uploaded into that document section for you to upload a form should you choose to do that. Chris,
What if you're doing both sides of the deal?
you're doing both sides of the deal.
As a customer,
Who do you represent?
the buyer.
That's how you're going to fill it out.
Okay.
It always fills out the way that you represent them.
Okay.
Do we have an option to change the percentage of the commission?
Of course. Yeah. It was back in the offers page where we put in what the commission would be.
Percentages of
Percentages, yes.
So would Chris just put 6%?
He would. If he's getting the whole 6%, great. Yeah.
Whatever.
So, as you'll notice, that submit button is not open yet, which means we're still doing green sheets for the time being. So, but once it does, we will then transition everybody to stop doing green sheets and just keep going through opportunities. Does that make sense? Okay? So for the time being, after September 15th, if you have a binding contract, you are required to put all of the documents into opportunities and hit the submit button to have it reviewed. We will not be reviewing any binding contracts in .loop after the 15th.
Is Stephanie still gonna do the review?
She is.
So if you're binding
new binding?
you don't have
New binding contracts after September 15th. If you are binding today, tomorrow, you're good. You can finish the entire transaction in .loop.
11:59 on the 15th. Go by. You're a dot.
Yes, exactly. 11:59.
But you can still use .loop for e-sign, but you're still gonna have.
.loop is still going to have all your forms in it, just like normal. It's going to stay Keller Williams, black and red. Your login access is not going to change at all. You will be able to log in through kw.com or .loop.com. Nothing there changes.
Is there a time frame for that yet? As to how long that'll continue?
There is not. As of this moment in time, there's not. But as soon as DocuSign has our GAR forms in DocuSign, where it's fillable, it's good to go. There is no more reason to use .loop. Okay. So overall, how do we feel about opportunities?
One quick thing.
Yep.
Can you go back to the opportunities tab?
Yes.
On that. See can you highlight that show comparison up there?
Oh, yes, the show comparison.
Aaron kind of touched on this briefly about the AI aspect of everything. That's what this is going to. You want to make sure you highlight and turn that show comparison on, because what's going to happen is when you go through the chain of the deal, it's going to show you percentage of possibility of closing versus everybody that's been using Command. So it's going to give you a good idea of where you stand and where the deal stands based on the information that you have provided. And that's part of the AI feature, part of the Kelly feature. All that stuff's going to come into an unbelievable, mind-blowing type of experience once everything gets active with that. So it's important that you have that show comparison highlighted in this, so it's on. And that goes back to the AI that you were talking about with
reading the contract.
Say, here's the pros and cons, you have a 90% chance of this deal closing versus this deal closing, based on the information provided.
So, like Chris said, there's a show comparison toggle button on the top where you can toggle it on or you can toggle it off. If you'd like to see it, you'll see everything that's being done in Command and be able to see how well you're comparing to it. As you move people through the through the phases, you'll be able to see your potential income and your probable income on the right-hand side. So this will give you a better idea of what's coming. In Keller Williams speak, this is known as a pipeline. So this is your pipeline. You'll be able to see as you move through. And then again on each different transaction type. Hi.
I got a kooky question.
Sure. Kooky question.
Will our coach, like I have a maps coach, will she be able to see this, or is there a way to share that with her?
As of right now, there is not a way to share this with her, unless you do a screenshot. But no, this is for inside the office only, where you can get rid of your login. Yeah, not recommended, but you can.
Just tell her she can't believe you will.
Right, and then towards the bottom, sorry, I meant to go there. Towards the bottom, you'll be able to see the ratio of listings, buyers, leases, and how well you're doing through your months. Yeah.
You may have covered this too, but so if it's our listing and say Harry Norman's on the buy side, do we just enter 3% in here, or do we have to enter Harry Norman?
This is only what you're getting for your transaction.
Okay.
You're only filling out for your side.
Okay. But they'll still have the commission agreement in there.
Yeah, you'll still have the commissioner. Yeah, we'll still require all of the documents for compliance reasons.
Right.
But yes. All right, so that is opportunities as overall. I highly, highly encourage you all to log into your command if you haven't already and start going through all of the different icons on the left. There are some really cool things that you can do in here. One of them being the latest release is the smart plans. So that is, there it is, okay. So that's the icon on the left. If you start using Smart Plans now, what is Smart Plans? It's a campaign. And they already have campaigns built in there for you. There's already an 8x8 touch in there. There's already a birthdays touch in there. All you have to do is add your contacts to the campaign and you're done.
Put yourself on there because it's really cool to get a text. So.
Yeah. Hey.
I have a question. So I have campaigns in eEdge. You know, and over the years, people unsubscribe to receive your campaign emails. When those contacts move over to Command, does Command know that those are people that don't want email campaigns? Because I certainly don't know who that is or is not.
I don't. Highly doubt it. At this point, no.
So
I
we just have to
say no.
expect to get a mass unsubscribe or some mass emails at some point.
Sure.
Yeah.
It just depends what kind of information it is. Maybe they didn't like the information they were given before.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, over the years, you may have 1,000 people in your database and 200 of them may have unsubscribed.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah, you might, yeah. It might be a good way to reconnect, I don't know.
Also on the left-hand side are landing pages. I did want to touch on that really fast. So Chris, I think you know a little bit more about landing pages.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people are using it right now in place of their just trying to blank. Their other website, whatever other website we had. Yeah, Placer, thank you.
Placer, yeah.
Use it in lieu of that. So they're creating a landing page with, you know, some really cool graphics with the neighborhood stuff. I mean, there's some really cool, you can get completely lost down a rabbit hole designing your own stuff on this thing.
Sure. They have a lot of design features.
And
You can
it's
send
really,
out postcards
really
straight through
user-friendly
here.
and really, really simple.
Yep. You can do ad campaigns on all social media platforms straight through here. A lot of different technology, a lot of it really cool.
Yeah, the neighborhood nurture thing, I mean, all those things are part of this. I mean, I saw something yesterday where somebody created a social media page using the neighborhood nurture snapshot information.
What's the neighborhood nurture snapshot?
So it's using the Nextdoor platform, which most people know of, and it's basically taking, like, I'll take Sagamore Hills. I can take that, and if I have a client that lives in Sagamore Hills and I have their address, their physical address, it only sends them information based on that neighborhood that they live in, if they live in a neighborhood. If it's part of Nextdoor. Now, if they live out in Lake Oconee, they may not have a neighborhood out there. There may not be a Nextdoor. They have to have a Nextdoor thing for it to really work.
Nextdoor for neighborhood.
But it's really cool.
Neighborhood information.
Yeah. So it's just
very
specific
local
to
level.
that neighborhood. It could have restaurants on there. It could have just basically like the Kelly snapshot that we have on our app. It's basically that. That's where it's coming from.
So yeah, I highly encourage all of you to log in, start using it now. You don't want to be left behind. You don't want to get behind because it's harder to catch up.
Particularly with the consumer app coming. Whenever Google says the app is ready, that will be released. And that will change everything you're doing. If you're not ready and already moving and understanding what's happening in command, it's going to really push you back.
Okay, so list of things. Oh, let me go. I gave you this handout with buyer and listing, right? On the side, you'll see all of the different phases. Within each phase, you'll see the stages, and then underneath that are task items. This was built by another agent to help them move people through their business. So if you want to know where somebody is in the process or where they need to go next, this would be a great template to use. Okay, so first, just a couple wrap-up things. First thing we're going to do is upload our contacts into Command. Second thing we're gonna do is start adding opportunities by when? September 15th, yes. And then we'll let you know, we're gonna keep you in the know as far as when DocuSign is fully functional. If you are having problems connecting your DocuSign account, please let me know. I am working with Keller Williams International on each account that I can.
And how are we supposed to? Is that,
How do you connect your, okay?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to your name, top right, and settings.
Alright, so
So in the settings, you'll see DocuSign is the very first application that you can connect to. And you just have to hit connect.
Aaron may have more experience. I've heard certain things like, let's say you've done a deal in the past with an agent using DocuSign, and it's not the same email that you're trying to use as part of your command. It won't recognize you. It's reading it as a brand new thing, so which may be why it's not connecting.
That's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
If you have a paid DocuSign account now, it will not transfer over. Because with the paid DocuSign account, you have more things you can do, more access to the DocuSign than what's agreed to with the Keller Williams DocuSign.
Well, you know, when I signed up for DocuSign, I didn't go through that. I received a mass email that said, click here, sign up for DocuSign.
Okay.
I did that. It was through KW.
Right.
And I haven't been able to connect since.
I know. We're going to work
So
together.
I didn't know if that was part of the problem that I followed a link that was sent to me from the company.
Yeah, it could
Instead of
be.
going that route.
Yeah.
Well, you guys should have sent out the link because I've gotten that thing twice.
Well, and that was before we actually had the toggle button within DocuSign. So I'm just trying to give out information. as
I know, I'm
quickly
just
as
thinking that that was the problem because that's,
It could be.
yeah.
Let's look at it together. We can do
I've
that.
seen people have 2 email addresses.
You do. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the only one.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.